Back again, post-game live. Knicks go down, last home game at the Garden, man, 123-109. The French Prince has his best game of the season. Let's talk about it. Post-game live. What's good, Knicks Nation? Another tough loss out there for us, but it's all good, man. 123-109. Knicks lose to the Cavs. French Prince has his best game of the season, though, man. So it's definitely some silver linings to it. But the King returns. The so-called King, LeBron James, came back to the Garden. Last game at the Garden. The hoopla was kind of overboard, if you ask me. But the Garden crowd was serenaded him. The loudest ovation out of everyone in the starting lineups. Knicks battled. You know what I mean? They definitely battled. Played hard. We saw some good things from some of the young guys, but I think Frank Ntilikina was a story of the night, man. Jay Ellis, let's go into your takeaways. What do you think? $16 shots tonight. Right. Facts. Yo, hold on 1 second, cause I think your line is muted. Give me 1 second. Yo, technical difficulties, man. Hold on 1 second. Nah, hold on. Let me fix this real quick. Hold up. Technical difficulties. Let me get you in here. Preferences. Jay Ellis.
Yo, testing 1 2, testing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hold on.
Hello.
Hold up. Yo, Jay Ellis.
Yo, what's going on? Testing 1 2. Check. Can you hear me?
All right, hold on. Yo.
Checking. Testing 1 2, testing. 1 2 3. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2 3.
All right, hold up. Let's cut the stream and come back and just fix the audio real quick.
Okay, do I gotta do like a
now
stream?
we lit. All right, man. Yo, we back, man. We had a little technical difficulties, man. So Jay Ellis, go ahead and get back into the takeaways.
Alright, man. Okay, listen, I guess I'll start from the beginning since maybe I don't think you guys heard me. So first of all, it's all about Frank today, man. Frank had the career high today, 17 points, shooting 50%, 8 of 16 from the field, and he was super duper aggressive. He shot the most shots he's ever taken the whole season, and he took it to him, man. He shot 3-pointers. He took his time. He got 5 assists. He even got 6 rebounds, and from a point guard perspective, it's really good for a point guard to get 6 rebounds. You can see the long term, the long term implications that Frank can have, man. So Frank did a great job today, man. He did a really good job today. I'm happy. I was a proud father, man, watching him play today, man. Yeah. And plus, he was the only ones to have a positive plus-minus on the team was him and Jared Jack. He had a +3 today, and Jared Jack, I think, had a +7. So, Frank stepped it up, man.
Jared Jack making comebacks into the lineup.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Consummate veteran, professional.
He's earning his minutes, man. I mean, what I took away from the game, number one, the 3-point defense was still atrocious. I think we gave up 19 threes. I mean, every time you seen that corner three, it was looking like the same play. But so that going into next year, as it has been in the last couple of years, the 3-point defense has to be worked on. They got to close out on the 3-point shooters. The Cavs just hit way too many wide open J's. On the Frank note, love what I saw out there. 8 for 16 from the field, 17 points. I think he had 5 dimes, 6 rebounds. It was a nice, well-rounded game from Frank. You saw that offensive aggressiveness. That's what you want to see on a regular basis. You know what I mean? That's what you want to see on a regular basis to see if to see that growth in Frank. He's gonna be a late bloomer, man. He's gonna be a late bloomer. But I just
like seeing him chuck. I like when he passed, he faked the pass and did like a nice little layup. I was like, oh, I see you, Frank. Facts. Like score the corner 3. Get your bucket.
Facts. I mean, listen, you saw it today. Well, LeBron gave him high praise. And pretty much, echoed the sentiments of a lot of people as far as where Frank is right now, and it's that he plays very good defense, but his offense is gonna come, and you've seen his offense build up better and better as he's gotten more opportunities. So I think tonight was definitely his best game of the season. Good for Frank. I feel like in the offseason he's gonna bulk up. He's gonna work on his offensive game. And this kid's gonna come, man. This kid is definitely gonna come, for sure. Great job tonight, man.
Yeah, man. LeBron James finally acted like he knew Frank who he was instead of that BS he was giving me there earlier, talking about who is this guy? I never even heard of him. Yeah, like come on, Frank. Come on. I mean, come on.
You already know LeBron watches more basketball than anyone on this planet. You already know he knows very well who Frank Ntilikina is.
Yes, and we also know he's passive aggressive sometimes, and he likes to troll. You know that too.
Oh man, he came out with the ultimate troll kicks today, man. Talking about the king garbage.
I am king. Yeah.
Oh man, but the media coverage of the whole thing was just way overblown, man. I think that ad company with the LeBron and NYC. I mean, I don't know how much brand awareness it got him, but it definitely got LeBron a lot of attention and. All of this, is LeBron coming to New York, whatever, and D Wade gets involved, JR gets involved.
Yeah,
I mean, we gotta put it to rest, man. He's loving it though,
I feel you. I definitely didn't like the media coverage of should LeBron come to the? I hated that. I personally, that makes me barf. But we already know how I feel about that.
When you're a 20-something win team, there are no stories. So obviously, the best player in the league, he's gonna be the story. Our media is gonna soak it all in. So I wasn't surprised, but it was kind of just way overblown.
Yeah, most definitely. But back to what you were saying before about the 3-point defense as well, man. We had a lot of holes. Kylo Quinn, as good as he is defensively. Those
busting his ass tonight.
What? Yeah, man. Took him all the way to school. Yeah. He just waited for him to float to the center and gave him that pass in that corner 3 all day long.
Kevin Love was busting his ass. I mean, give credit where credit is due. Kevin Love is a good player. We know that. And it's funny, somebody on my Twitter today asked me whether or not I thought that KO should start on this team, and I said nah. KO shouldn't start on this team. He's not a starting caliber player. I think KO is the perfect backup for this team. You know what I mean? I think KO is the perfect 5 for this team, but he's not a starting center in the team.
It really depends on who. To me, it really depends on who's around them. Like if you're going to have a main scorer and if you're gonna have other scorers at the 3-4 2-on-1 position, then you can have KO being a 5, considering he doesn't really have a go-to post move to kind of be reliable on the offensive end. Right. Kind of just feeds off of pick and roll and popping that shot when it's open, when the big leaves open out there. So I mean, I feel like there's alternatives if he can start, but he can't. But not, I don't know. With this team, I'm not sure.
I just think defensively. I mean, I think offensively he'll hold it down as a starter, but I think defensively, you see he has trouble with some of the more offensively gifted bigs in the league. You know, Kevin Love, you know, Valanciunas will eat him up every now and again. I think he has a perfect fit going up against, you know, other backups of his speed. And I think that's where he creates an advantage for the second unit on this team.
Yeah, he does struggle against certain defensive guys. I guess, you know what? You're probably right. He does struggle. Well, the 3-point shooting, the big man, he definitely does. And me and my podcast like to refer to other big men as the old man river centers who can pound you and can kind of overpower you. Mm-hmm. He definitely struggles against those guys as well. But he always gives the effort though. And sometimes he does show up against some of those starting centers that aren't like so overbearingly big. So I mean, I see what you're saying.
Facts, man. Real quick shout out to everybody in the YouTube chat. Yaron Show, Ace Bezel, Jersey Shore, Chris. What's good, everybody in the YouTube? Appreciate y'all coming through. If y'all watching on YouTube, you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're following us right now, if you're watching on Twitter or Facebook, make sure you hit that follow button, man. We're always on social media, always talking to Knicks fans, man. So definitely get involved. Let's go back to the box score, Jay. Let's see, the walking bucket had a decent game, 20 points.
Yeah, man, 20 points. Showed up.
4 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 dimes. Walking bucket, a little bit over 50% from the field. He's trying to finish off the year strong. What did you see out of Beasley tonight?
Beasley, he tweaked his knee 2 games ago, so I felt like maybe that last game he still might have had to fight through it. But today he did pretty well. I felt like he's gonna have a good night once he threw up that wild shot that didn't count. Yeah. That floater that kind of just flew to space and dropped in.
Yeah, he was paying attention tonight.
He definitely was paying attention. He swatted some shots too today. He swatted some shots too. He was engaged. I mean, he did have a couple of like little turnovers here and there, but for the most part, he was balling. So I mean, it is what it is. He was fighting. I don't think any of the Knicks really want to lose that last home game. You know what I'm saying?
No, they play hard. I mean, like we say, that's what you want to see from this team. Keeping the Tankathon alive, but still playing hard, going down, fighting. I like what I saw at the team tonight. Let's go to Lance. Mr. I don't like to lose had a fairly decent game. He finished with a season high, rather. Lance played pretty decent defense on LeBron. He did what he could, tried his best. Finished with 14 points. What was Lance's numbers? 14.7 boards. Fouled out. He did what he could, man. He did what he could. He's the captain.
Yeah, he did what he could. Some of those fouls is like sometimes he did foul. Sometimes I was just like, that's the superstar call that LeBron gets sometimes, man. He just pulls his head down and if he puts his head down, they're just gonna give him the foul. Just because he put his head down.
Ace Bezel said Beasley was running from LeBron tonight. Yeah, he definitely ran out the way in a couple of those fucking dunks. But you already know how that goes.
He's like, because he's like, I don't know, I don't blame him though. It's like you're not gonna get that and one because you know the and one is coming if you try to block LeBron once he gets to like a certain like altitude, man. Once he hit that head of steam going, you're not stopping.
You gotta move out the way.
You're not stopping.
You gotta move out the way, man.
It's not even worth it. It's really not.
Dude, it's way too powerful, man. Way too powerful. But yeah, you know what? Lance, he did his best. Had his best game of the season, albeit with 2 games left. But you can
tell. You can tell Jeff wanted to win this game because Hicks has been playing a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, LeBron comes to town. It was like 4 minutes.
5 minutes.
Crazy like that.
I mean, I'm good on Hicks, man. They can let Hicks go somewhere else, man. Hicks didn't make the cut for me, man.
It's unfortunate because he has decent skills, but it's like he's like a tweener.
He's a tweener. He's a tweener. He doesn't score enough to be a 3.
Yeah.
And, he's definitely not strong enough. Doesn't defend enough to be a 4. He doesn't shoot it all that well.
Yeah, he's just kind of mobile. He's like just very mobile for like good at like around pick and roll situations and like rotating the different men, and then he gets you a little dunk here and there. But it's just like, all right,
yeah.
It's not overly good at defense, like so on offense.
Let's get to Trey, man. I thought Trigger I thought he struggled a little bit tonight. Finished with 12 points, 8 dimes, minus 21. Minus 21 on the night. You know, it's interesting. I was reading an article that they did on Trey Burke last week from Bleacher Report, and it was basically they interviewed a scout, and basically they were talking about how Trey Burke, you know, his mid range off of the pick and roll is like in one of the highest brackets in the league. I think it's in the first tier of the league. But his 3-point shooting really isn't all that great. And as I started to watch him a little bit more, like, you really notice that. Like, he really doesn't shoot that many threes. I mean, tonight I think he was, 1 for 3, 1 for 5 from 3-point, 1 for 5 from 3-point range. But he really doesn't shoot that many threes. He's a 36% 3-point shooter this year. 33% for his career.
That's average. 36 is like average for.
Yeah, like, you would think he was a bit better 3-point shooter, especially in today's league. But you know, it's definitely something that is interesting. It's going to be interesting to see going forward.
Yeah, because you know what, he shot a really good 3-point percentage in the G League. So I mean, I thought maybe that would translate. I guess not so far, but you know what? The mid range has been pretty money, and the way he's been point guarding so far has been pretty good. Even when he's struggling, he's still getting you some kind of assists. Yeah. 8 assists, 9 assists. Even though the last 2 games has kind of been off, yo.
Yeah, he's been kind of off. He's been kind of off, and you know what? I've been wanting to see how he competes against some of the more upper echelon teams. You know what I mean? Because if he's going to be coming in as a starter next year, he's going to get tested every night, man. He's going to be going up against some pit bulls. So man, it was interesting. I wanted to see how he was going to come out tonight, and he did kind of struggle, but you know, it's his 8th game starting for the team. Let's see how he does with a full year under his belt. Noah Cahill, what's good? Welcome to the YouTube channel. But yeah, that was Burke, man.
Yeah, man.
Let's go to about Dotson and Cornette. What you think of Dotson and Cornette tonight?
My man Dot, man, I'm waiting for Dot to be like he had a slow first half, strong second half pretty much. That fourth quarter came along and he started hitting his shots finally. He tried his best to guard J.R. Smith. He's usually, he's a pretty good defender. But sometimes when J.R. Smith is going, it's just kind of just like whatever, man. The first half, he was hitting these crazy 3-pointers all over the damn place. Some were challenged, some was going off the screen and roll, and Doc couldn't get over the screen, and JR was cooking him. He had one nice block on him though, but that was about it. That fourth quarter though, he started to actually kind of cook a little bit, but then he also kind of fumbled the ball and got into some trouble when he tried to drive to the hole. So it was a mixed bag for Dotson.
Yeah, I agree. I thought he had a bit of trouble with JR early in the game. I thought he settled down offensively late in the game, had a couple of costly turnovers, a couple of mistakes. Obviously, you expect those sort of things. But overall, I like him going forward, man. I like him. I like, even though Cornette is struggling with that jumper, I still think Cornette could be a rotational piece. And I think Dotson could be a rotational piece as well. They both come off to me as coachable players. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
They come off to me like coachable players, and I think the right coach is going to get a lot out of them as far as rotational pieces, man.
Word. I mean, exactly. And Cornette as well. Cornette, I always felt like Cornette had very, very great instincts. Very, very great instincts. I mean, to me, he was the opposite of Willie Hernangomez. My theory always was they got Willie Hernangomez the hell up out of here because they saw Cornette balling in the G League, and it was like, oh, we don't need those problems. We got somebody who can actually, guard somebody in the G League a lot better and can stretch the floor. So I think that's why even Willie's going and Cornette is here. Yeah. But you know what? I was iffy on Cornette because of his 3-point shooting. I feel like his 3-point shooting is going to come around more consistently eventually because he was a 3-point shooter. And you know what? He can block shots, but I was a little scared of his agility. But you know what? He did pretty well. He did pretty well today. I'm not gonna lie. He did pretty well. I like what I'm seeing from Cornette.
Yeah, I like what I see from Cornette too, man. I think obviously you can stretch the floor. I think that the big thing with him is obviously getting a little bit bigger, holding it down in the blocks. Getting those rebounds a bit more consistent. But I think you've seen flashes of him throughout. Him being called up. Whether it's protecting the paint, whether it's hitting those outside jumpers. I think the last home game he hit about 4 3-pointers in the last game. Tonight he hit. Let's see what he did tonight. He was 1 for 2 from 3-point range, 6 points overall on the night, 2 blocks. Decent. Like I
decent.
Said, you're not looking for him to be a star on the team. You're just looking for him to be a potential rotational piece, and another backup in the rotation. And I think he comes off as a coachable player, man. I think he's gonna be pretty decent going forward.
Yeah, this team has a lot of just like decent, like cool, decent pieces that you just need a few players to just kind of like carry that load. You know what I'm saying? And develop to get to that next level, man. But you can see a nice, especially with these young guys, you see like, oh, he could be a nice piece for somebody. Oh, he could be a nice or even us, depending on who we put around them to kind of know that 1 or 2 stars in the future or something.
Hey, you never know, man. That's why we got to keep building these assets, man. Keep building up these assets, man. We got to keep it building. That's it. We got another first-round pick, second-round pick this year. You strike gold with the first, and you hope you get lucky with the second. Maybe bring in some, some scrap heap guys, unsigned free agents, or undrafted free agents, rather. Maybe a couple D-League steals, see who might shake out. You never know.
Yeah, man.
I think that's what the MO of next year needs to be, man. Just keep building and see if you find any more diamonds in the rough to move forward with.
Most definitely, man.
Yeah, man. Let's get into this Frank's game tonight. Obviously, Frank did well, man. Like we got into it. Frank had his best game of the season. Most importantly, you saw that his aggressiveness was there.
Yeah,
and I think that's the most important thing is the aggressiveness and the confidence on the offensive end. Is what's going to show you what he's going to be, going forward. You know what I'm saying? If he can keep that up, I think he has certain skills that you can't teach. Obviously, on the defensive end, his defensive ball hawking skills, defensive awareness. You can't teach that. You know what I mean? You can't teach that. This is a league that a lot of guys don't play defense well, and
a lot.
At 19, he's coming in and playing at a very good level. I wouldn't say top, I wouldn't say elite. He's coming in at a very good level, defensively. Man. And I think offensively, you're seeing the awareness there. You just, he's not finishing on certain things. His jumper's a little bit short. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he's still a little bit tentative here and there. But it's going to come. I think I'm confident that his offensive game is going to catch up.
Yeah, man, nothing is broken with him, man. Nothing is broken. Like, I think that's what it is. You see the work ethic is there. You hear about his work ethic all the time. You hear that, he's always watching film and tape. And you feel like eventually that is going to translate into something, especially when you're looking at how he shoots the ball. Mechanically, everything looks smooth. He sees the court well. Sometimes, Cornette, I forgot who he threw the ball to, Cornette or Hicks today. They gotta be have their eyes open.
He threw it to Hicks. He was trying to lead Hicks on either alley or a cut to the basket, and Hicks never finished it.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, you gotta pay attention. Like, he's one of those guards. Like, you gotta pay attention. If you open and you have a lane, you get an easy bucket if you're paying attention. So he has all the skills to be an all-around player. And it's weird to even decide where he's going to be. I seen somebody asked, what do you think Frank is going to turn into? It's like he's a weird hybrid down.
It's crazy. Like, I don't know. I can't call it yet.
So sometimes I'm looking like, okay, Drew Holiday-ish, because he can kind of do like a little bit of everything. He can kind of shoot three, he can kind of pass, he can play defense, he can kind of give you a little bit of everything. But then he has that wingspan where he can guard from 1 to 3, possible 4. And so he can, I don't know. Then he shows you like a little flash of Rondo with the fake behind the back passes. So you don't. I don't know, man. I don't know. But his shot is already ahead of Rondo's. So
it's early, gonna be interesting. That's what I can say. It's early. It's definitely early. I don't know. I really don't know, man. To be honest, but like I said, we got to ride with him, and we got to see what happens. But you know what? It's really interesting though to see what the future holds for him because, you know, Trey Burke seems like he locked down a point guard position at least for now.
Yeah.
Obviously, anything can change as you go into the off season. You go into camp, and you know you got Tim Hardaway Jr. at the 2. We're gonna be looking to potentially draft the 3. So it's gonna be interesting to see where Frank fits in because you want to see his growth, you want to see his development, but it could realistically be coming off the bench. I mean, it's so many different ways you can play it with him that it's so unpredictable right now. You know what I'm saying? He could take over the point guard spot from Trey. I don't see him supplanting Timmy at the 2 unless you're looking for defensive substitutions because I just don't think his offense is going to, as erratic as Tim is, I don't think Frank's offense is going to catch up that dramatically. And you never know if he keeps growing. That might be the 3 that we're looking for. I mean, it's so many different possibilities. That one might be a long shot, but there's so many different possibilities.
Yeah, man, you just don't know. The only thing is like the point guard. I hate our point guard situation right now.
It's too much flux, man.
It's too many. It's too many. It's too much. It's too much. I mean, Moody has to be moved. He has to like. I want to give Frank the time to be a point guard to at least see what he is. I feel like he's getting a lot of minutes at shooting guard, which is cool. But I want to see him play that lead guard a lot more. I like that he played lead guard today, but it hasn't been the case, throughout this whole little stretch. I guess they're trying to bring him along slowly. Hopefully next season he gets a lot more time at lead guard. But I'm wondering what the guys Scott Perry and him are thinking about that because you know what?
And do you even draft one? I mean, every mock draft now has us linked to Colin Sexton. At the point guard out of Alabama. Obviously, it's early. The draft lottery, by the way, is May 15th. So the draft position could always change. And obviously, we're such a long way from the draft. Anything's possible. But I think the fact that they even have us slated to pick another guard, it's just going to make this even more complex, man. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to play out.
I feel you. I mean, if you think about best guy available, maybe you can end up picking a guard. But like I said, if we do end up drafting a guard, the only way I see that actually playing out well for us is we draft a guard to trade down and get like a Miles or something.
Yeah.
And an extra piece because a Miles in the second rounder maybe so you have a little asset.
Yeah, I mean, shit like that doesn't really happen unless you have a team that's just. I mean, at the level we're gonna be picking at, unless somebody like a Michael Porter drops, or you have a team that is desperate for a Trae Young and he drops, and for some reason the Knicks don't take either one. Them trading back, that's probably not even gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, picks get traded though. I mean, it happens.
Yeah, it happens. You never say never, but with us, we can't get fancy, man. Just make the pick, make the pick, and start them. You know what I'm saying? We can't get fancy out there. We ain't Boston. You know what I mean? We can't afford to take no losses.
And Perry don't trust. No.
I mean, listen, he picked a good one for Sacramento. I thought he put together a decent Sacramento team this year.
Most definitely
on paper at least. Obviously it's same old.
It's funny because Fox reminds me a little of Sexton. So when I call it the skinny kids, the Dragon Ball Z here. Something about them, they have the tenacity to play both ends of the floor, man.
Yeah, they do seem like similar plays, and I love Fox.
Yeah.
I love Fox last year, man. I was dying to get Fox here. But they do seem like similar players. Noah Cahill in the YouTube chat said, I want Mikal Bridges. I definitely want Mikal Bridges as well. But, we'll see. But I say that to say, man, it's so puzzling with Frank. It's like, here we are watching him improve and improve and improve. But you still don't even know what next year holds for him because he could be coming off the bench still.
Yeah, man, that's the only kind of troubling part. I'm hoping that, he put some reps in this summer, get him at the Rucker, get him at West 4th, get some reps in, because you saw the coach was like he wants him to play some pickup ball, and pickup ball is exactly what Frank needs to play to get better.
Yeah.
Like, it's exactly the style he needs to pick up.
Really. The Dykeman. Set him up to Dykeman Knicks, man.
Let him go.
Get him out there, man.
Let him go, man.
Man, I wish more NBA players would play up there, man. It's every year it's just like less and less players just getting into it. You know what I mean?
Word, what's going on, Daniel Watkins? What's going on?
Carlito checks into the chat, man. Yo, if y'all watching on YouTube, make sure y'all share this video with your fellow Knicks fans, man. Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down.
Word, man.
Any feedback is appreciated, man. We just talking to diehard Knicks fans. That's all it is. Post game live.
Season's almost over, man.
Season's almost over, man. Yo, how funny is it that we finished with the? Well, not funny, but it's interesting. Number one, I think ESPN had projected us to get like 35 wins. We fell short of that. Obviously, injuries aside, but we finished with the same home record as last year, man. Same home record as last year.
It's the curse, man. It's the curse. We cursed, bro. I don't know. That KP injury killed us.
KP injury killed us, man. Salute to the unicorn, man. Get well soon.
Definitely
get well soon, man.
I'm hoping he comes back. I was really looking forward to him actually getting a full season under his belt and then coming back and being used to being that number one option. But I don't know. We're gonna have to wait another year for that, I guess. I mean,
another year, man.
Yeah. The positive side is maybe he gets stronger. His body gets stronger. If he's not going to be playing basketball, working off all that weight, he might come at Brolic looking like Debo. You know what I'm saying?
I hope so. I definitely hope so, man. For his sake. All right, let's get into the Tankathon. See where we at. See what it's looking like right now. So right now we are. I don't think Tankathon is updated. Hold up.
Yeah, it'd be late.
Yeah, Tankathon is looking late, right? Because we are. That's at 80 games on Tankathon.
So basically, what happened today was the Nets played the Bulls today. Yeah. The Nets end up beating the Bulls 114 to 105. I think at this point in time, we might be tied with the Nets.
Let's look at it. So
yes, the Knicks and the Nets are tied at 28.
28-53.
Yes.
28-53, tied with the Nets, whose pick goes to Cleveland. So they fought hard for the king.
Right.
Bulls are 27-54. Let's look at the remaining schedules. So Bulls got the Pistons on the 11th. That's the final game at home against Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Nets are at the Celtics on the 11th. That's an L. You would think.
Okay.
And we got Cleveland.
So it looks like we're all going to stay the same.
But if we tie with the Nets, it looks like another tiebreaker scenario. Similar to last year.
Yeah, man.
Similar to last year when we had to go up against Minnesota for the 7th or 8th pick. We ended up losing the coin toss to Minnesota.
And if I'm the Nets, I'm hoping they lose. I know they're hoping they lose this pick. That's Jesus Christ.
Fucking bums, man.
Damn, man.
Who else is in the Tankathon? So Chicago, Sacramento. Could Sacramento get caught up in this?
I don't think so, bro. They got 26-55 right now.
26-55. Who, Sacramento?
Yeah. 26-55.
Yeah, they lost.
They lost to the. Okay. Yeah, they playing the Spurs.
Yeah, they lost.
They just lost to the Spurs. Yeah, they that. Yeah.
Yeah, they got it. They got that.
They got that. That's locked up.
That's locked in. And they got the Rockets. Finish up with the Rockets at home. So that's probably an L, barring a miracle. So it's looking like it's going to fall between 7 and 9. Right? Because if we all finish... Well, you counting on the Bulls beating... who did I say the Bulls finish against? Detroit.
Detroit Pistons. I don't see that. I don't think they're going to beat Detroit.
You looking at Bulls defeating Detroit. I mean, so if the Bulls beat Detroit, if the Nets lose to the Celtics, which they probably will, and if we lose to Cleveland, which
we definitely will.
We definitely will, because they're not going to be resting anybody. They need to get some work done because they're not making it. They're not going nowhere with that defense.
Yeah, man. They're not. Oh, yeah. They're not making nothing, man. They're trying to avoid the Raptors right now. That's their whole purpose.
Yeah.
So they ain't resting nobody.
They're trying to avoid the Raptors. So It's very possible you could finish up the week in a 3-way tie. If I'm reading this correctly, it was a 3-way tie.
That's crazy.
Between the Bulls, the Nets, and New York for the 7th, 8th, and 9th lottery slots.
That's kind of crazy.
Listen, I mean, and then based on that mock draft we seen today, I mean, Michael Porter could slip. You never know, man.
You never know. Michael Porter could slip, and we can end up with a 6'10" small forward to pair with next to Porzingis and Frank Ntilikina.
Anything is possible, man.
Anything is possible. Granted, his defense isn't Macau defense, though. I don't know if you like that or not, but he can definitely score way more than Macau can.
I mean, I haven't seen enough of him. Nobody really seen enough of him to really know. You know, we know Macau has that length and that athleticism on the defensive end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, trust me. I've been scouting him a little bit. I've been seeing he can score a little bit easier. He can pull up that three. He's a little bit more polished than Macau on offense.
I would say obviously he has more upside. You know, you never know what he could turn into. He turned into an absolute star, but he could actually turn into a scrub. It's a crapshoot, man. I was having this debate on Twitter with these guys, man. The draft is a crapshoot. You know, you think you get it right, you get it totally wrong, man.
Yeah, man. You know you're right, Noah Cahill. Porter is a risk, not only because, you know, that back problem, you kind of scare you, you know. Yeah. We already know we have a history of people who have injury problems. He's coming in with it, coming off a huge back injury. So, but I don't know, he might be worth it. You'll never know. 6'10".
Never know, man. Yaron in the chat says, "What happens with Noah? Does he stay or do they get rid of him?" I would keep him. We have nothing to lose by keeping him.
It depends.
I don't let him off that easy out of that contract. And I'm going to do as much as possible to not make that contract inhibit us going forward. So if it means keeping him, you know, we might have another coach next year that might see the value in him as a backup five. You know, I say keep him. We have nothing to lose, man. Keep him. When KP's going to be out for a while, we can use some big man depth. Let him stay, you know, let him rock and see what you get out of him, man. See if you can get some value out of that contract. What you think, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on what we're gonna do with this coach. Sometimes I read all the rumors. I don't really know if it's all the rumors is making me think that the coach is being traded. I mean, being let go, or if we're just making it up or whatnot. But it really, if the coach is gone, then he might be worth keeping to see what we have, especially considering, you know what, our center position next season might be in flux.
Might be in flux, man.
Yeah, man. So you might end up having some value for us after next season. And also, you know what? But if some crazy reason Hornacek does stay, we still have to figure something out because the National Basketball Association got one eye on the Knicks for damn sure.
Facts.
Because you know Hornacek pushed them. So
that's a fact.
That's you can't have Hornacek still here.
I mean, as crazy as it sounds, you could be looking at Cannon opting out, leaving, KO signing somewhere else for a bigger deal than the Knicks want to pay, KP out, and Noah potentially getting bought out, getting stretched. So we could be 4 big men down going into the next season. It's not far-fetched.
That could be, I don't know. That could be one of those reasons. Was like if we pick high enough, you might have to grab Wendell Carter if that something like that happens, and then draft a small forward in a second. I don't know.
Very realistic scenarios, man. Welcome True Story to the YouTube chat. What's good, True Story? It's definitely interesting, man. Definitely interesting. Let's see here. Yo, Carlito, line is open if anybody want to call in, man. Line is definitely open. You want to call and talk Knicks, definitely hit us up on the line.
Word. How about Hardaway? Yo, wait, I forgot one thing on the takeaways. How about Hardaway catching a tech and he didn't even play it again?
Bro, I completely missed. Timmy caught another tech off the bench, man.
Nobody saw it. It happened at the end of the second quarter.
Wow.
Kevin Love and the Cavs start third quarter shooting free throws.
Yeah.
Kevin Love hits a free throw shooting a Tim Hardaway Jr. tech.
Yo, hello.
Yo, what's good?
Yo, yo.
What's what's going on?
Yo, who this?
This is Carlito.
Carlito, what's good, my dude?
What up, man?
What's happening?
Yo,
What you saying?
what is a question you guys want to ask? Like, what you think I feel about?
Do you
What do you
want to
think
bring
about?
Tim Hardaway Jr. back next year?
What do you think about Tim Hardaway Jr.'s performance today?
It was great. More reason to get rid of him.
Yeah, one tech. Yeah, one tech.
I mean, go into what do you think of the prospects for Frank for next year?
Yeah, man.
Listen,
what we
I really love Frank. I really don't think that Frank is going to go anywhere. I think he's part of this future. You know, I think like he's very part of this future. I don't think he's going nowhere. And with the whole Kawhi situation, everyone's saying trade Frank. He's not getting traded.
Yeah, I don't want to trade him.
Me neither. He's on my list.
Yeah.
No
And
trades.
yeah, I'm still strong on drafting Trey Young. But if Michael Porter Jr. is available, I'm definitely taking him over Trey Young. I mean, I know we do need that spot. That's one thing I know. We do need a wing. I don't mind
Hell
getting
yeah.
Cal or Michael Porter Jr. It's just everyone else. Nah, I'm good on everyone else. No Sexton. I don't like him.
Miles?
I don't think Sexton gets the job done, man. I don't think he gets the job done. I just don't see it.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I just don't
Nah.
see it. I just don't
Wow.
see it.
Really? That's
We
crazy.
basically got someone like Sexton. I mean, when you really look
we
at it,
do.
what's the point of getting Frank? I say the worst. I say the worst case scenario for the Knicks, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we lose all of our assets, like all of the players that we just talking about, let's say if we lose Burke, we lose what?
No,
Burke is. We got team option on Burke.
With Burke. Burke is staying.
Yeah, we got team option on Burke for like 1.5 million or
So
something like
for
that.
sure, you guys know that Burke is staying.
Yeah. Burke is definitely staying.
Yeah, we have a team option.
Okay.
Why wouldn't he be signed?
Well, if we do not draft a point guard, and it comes down to it, I think next season is going to be evaluated off of who is going to start and who's going to come off the bench. Even though if you look at tonight's game, right, Frank at the 2, he's okay, but he's not really good at the 2 because he really can't. He looks lost on the offensive end.
Yeah, his offense has to
guys,
come.
yeah. You get what I'm saying? He's not really the type of guy to move around on screens. That's just not him. So I think he's better at orchestrating the basketball. He will get teammates involved. That's one thing about Frank. He has a pass first mind. So I think next season, worst case scenario, let's say if we do get Mikal Bridges, something like that, I think the Knicks should evaluate who's really the starter and who's coming off the bench. And then once they figure that out, then we really know where the team is going to go.
Yeah,
because
that's
if Burke
says
says he agrees, I want to stay on the Knicks. I don't care if I'm coming off the bench. Then you have Burke coming off the bench, and he'll give you that off the bench energy. And that'd just be pivotal for the future.
Hold on, just to be clear, Burke.
Veteran experience.
Go ahead,
just to be clear, Burke, we have the team option on Burke, so we can extend him if we want to. It's not even up to Burke at this point. We have the keys.
They hold a very advantageous position on his contract. So Trey's definitely gonna be here.
Yeah.
I agree with Carlito 100%. It's gonna be one of the storylines next year in a what's gonna be more than likely a lost season again. Is gonna be who's gonna emerge as a point guard. Do we have our point guard for the next 5 years or so on this team? Is it gonna be Trey or is it gonna be Frank? I I'm not a Moutier guy, and I think they need to find a way.
Yeah, definitely
they need
not.
to find a way to get.
Yo, I
he's
think
gonna
everybody
get,
is
what's the
just over it.
Yeah, I'm over Moody. I'm over the Moody.
I think he's gonna get what they call that? He's gonna get waived off season. I think he's gonna get waived.
Nah, you know what? To be honest with you, I think they're
Send
gonna
him to the D-League.
I think they're gonna keep him. I think they're gonna keep him. He's still young.
They're gonna keep him.
I still
Well,
think
what do
they're
we
gonna
need
keep
him for?
I still think they're gonna keep him. I still think they're gonna try to develop the kid. I think so.
He needs to be the D-League more than anybody.
Listen. If they do that, then
I think they're gonna keep him.
that doesn't make any sense because it's like, what's the point of you getting Frank? I say that it was okay to see what this guy could do. Okay, so we gave him the starting position, right? We saw what he was able to do. He's just not bringing it. He just gave you the reason
he was sloppy,
why
though,
Denver
didn't
want him.
Yeah, man.
He did.
Mr. Still your minutes. Mr. Still your minutes. Trey Burke came in and took his minutes back.
Yeah, Trey Burke came in and took his spot.
Even let's say, for example, right? Even if Moutier didn't play great, he didn't play well where he had promise.
That's true. He really didn't. I mean, after the first game against the Pacers, that was about it. I think
he didn't play well where he had promise. He's not giving us anything promise. You know what I'm saying? The first game, and this is any NBA player. When you're not familiar with how a player plays because you haven't seen them for that long, anyone could put, a good 10 points on you when you play at least 25 minutes, right? But that's what happened with Moutier. Guys was not used to playing Moutier. So after that, when people started understanding what his game really was, there was nothing to really show for.
Yeah,
nothing at all.
He didn't really show me much. But I think they still try to keep him next year. And I think it's going to be a battle between the three of them. I think we
send him to the D-League, man.
Send him to the D-League, right? I don't even know what happens with Baker. I mean, you got Baker signed for $4 million on the deal, man. Yeah, I don't.
And they might waive him.
How you get rid of that?
I don't think so, yo. He's a defensive stopper on the team at the point guard position. I don't think he's gonna waive him, yo.
Nothing, Jay Ellis, man. He's stopping nothing. Baker.
Yo, go read the defensive ratings of all the point guards and tell me who's the top, and then come back to me and tell me.
Oh man, I don't know, man. I see.
Go.
Get cooked way too many
I'm gonna
times,
tell you.
Man.
Listen,
I know Harden cooked him. I know Harden cooked him, but I'm just saying. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie, man. Read that defensive rating of Baker and compare him to everybody else on the point guard and tell me.
Listen, one thing about Baker, I'm gonna tell you like this. If anyone on the Knicks besides Hardaway, I think when Baker was playing, I gave Baker the most hell. And when I mean hell, I really gave Baker hell. I would get so pissed off when I see Hornacek bring him in the game. I'm like, why the hell you keep bringing this guy in the game?
Nah.
And I remember when at the beginning of the season, when Baker was coming in the game taking Frank's minutes. You guys remember that?
Oh yeah. He was all mad.
And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, yo, what the hell is this guy doing? What are you doing with the rookie that we just drafted? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Baker, I feel like Baker at least brings a little bit more something than Moutier to the table.
Yeah,
he can listen, if he's open, he can knock it down.
At the very least, he brings some smarts to the damn table.
Yeah, he's one of our most disruptive guards on defense, him and Frank, to be honest with you. And I wish his 3-point shooting was a lot more, consistent.
I wish it was Wichita State Baker 3-point.
Yeah, man. Because I thought that's what I was going to get from him this year. In theory.
Well, he can't really shoot the three, but
in theory,
if he gets in a rhythm, he can knock down a three.
33% this season, 28 on his career. I mean, it's really nothing crazy. But Ace Best,
today
on the chat said it. I mean, what about Dotson? Got to take those minutes with Baker, man.
And that was because Dotson has the bigger upside. So it's like, and he can play defense, and he can shoot the three more than Baker can right now. But he has to learn the game. He has to get the minutes to learn the game.
Today, literally, some page they had a post of showing all the draft picks from 2000 to right now.
I saw that.
And I was just looking at the players that we got in some of the years. Like, even though we did trade some of our most valuable draft picks, for some old heads, but I was thinking, like,
That's the Nick way.
We were like, oh, huh?
I'm sorry, go ahead. I said that's the Nick way, but go ahead. Right.
Yeah, I know. I was saying like, damn, if you really think about it, I will never stop talking about this. That 2011 season, we were literally a piece away from a championship. I mean, not even a championship, more like contending. You know. And I don't, and you know, now that I look back, Carmelo Anthony obviously was not the answer. You know, when we had Danilo Gallinari, we had Wilson Chandler. We were literally a piece away. And you know who the Knicks passed up during the draft for some bum? You know who we chose instead of choosing another player that was one pick away. We could have chosen him, but we did not choose him. You know who we chose?
2000. I don't remember off the top of my head. Who do we?
Yeah.
And you want to know who the player that we could have got? Rajon Rondo.
That was Rondo. That
year. Imagine Rondo in the Mike D'Antoni system.
Facts.
Imagine that, and that was during his prime years. I'm like, damn, like, come on, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully we can really get it right this year.
Them type of things set you back, bro.
That most definitely does, man. Most definitely. I know D'Antoni liked the shooters though, but he would definitely be able to pass on this team for sure.
He traded the whole team for like one guy.
That should hold you back.
Like
that's why I said
that's crazy. I really can't believe that we literally traded a whole team for one guy.
Facts. And that's why I say don't trade for Kawhi, man. I did a YouTube video on that. Don't trade for Kawhi Leonard.
Oh yeah, and the thing about Kawhi is like, you know, it's funny. A lot of the guys that I like in the league, they always end up getting hurt. Like I liked Isaiah Thomas before he got hurt, you know. And what I mean by that, like, I actually wanted the Knicks to like go after him when it was like his last season in Phoenix. I actually thought Isaiah Thomas was really good, you know, but he got hurt. I don't want any parts of him now. That's the same thing with Kawhi. I always thought Kawhi was, you know, I really like Kawhi's game. He's not a flashy player. He just gets the job done. But
yeah, man,
injury,
that's one of those.
It's too risky.
I'm like, this guy, he's sitting out for this long. He's not feeling comfortable. Imagine New York. Imagine that pressure in New York. You know he's not going to be able to deal with that.
I don't know if he can handle it. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure if he can handle that either, man.
You know, people are going to be saying, "Yo, why is Kawhi not playing?" You know, this guy's always. You know, we don't need that. We need fresh. We need something fresh.
We got to start from scratch, man.
It's pretty iffy on that. It will be different if Kawhi comes back to the playoffs. Can he still come in? Can he still come back to the playoffs?
That's the thing, though. That's the thing is like if Kawhi is playing 50, 60 games, 70 games, that's not even a question. The Spurs not even talking about trading him at all. Or this whole rumor thing wouldn't even be. He wouldn't even be on the table. It wouldn't even be a thought. It's like it's one of those things. It's one of those things where it's like lightning in a bottle. He's like, you hope it's a fluke here. You trade for him, and then he does this thing, and he can lock down LeBron and give it to him at the same time. That's what you're really hoping for. Because when you start looking back, we got to beat LeBron. If you want to beat LeBron this year or the next couple of years, and you have somebody like Kawhi Leonard, he's somebody who can actually disrupt him and give him some trouble, and can score too. So he's like,
there's two ways to beat LeBron. Is to be a threat on a 3-point on a 3-point shot, and also stop him defensively.
Right.
Yeah. Or every time you look at, I forget Golden State. You look at all the teams that he lost to in the playoffs. It's always really good 3-point shooting teams. That's why I like Trae Young so much, because I'm like, yo, it don't matter if you got a guy like Ben Simmons or the Greek Freak. If you ain't stopping at 3, what are you gonna do? None of those guys got a 3. You notice that? None of those guys have a 3-point shot. So it was only about that to me. I still remember when Orlando beat LeBron, and I was shocked.
You're right too.
2009.
Orlando had a good formula, though. They had a good formula.
Yeah, they had nothing but 3-point shooters.
Exactly right.
Oh yeah, that was I forgot that.
Inside out. So if the White wasn't killing you, we kick it out. Tucker would kill you. Rashard Lewis, Nelson. Who else they had on that team? They had shooters on that team.
Yeah, they had shooters all around.
Even the year when in 2013, when Melo had like his best year, you know, one of his best years in the career, we were so good on a 3-point shot. Like, that was the Knicks thing, making threes, making a whole bunch of threes.
Now we don't shoot no
We also
threes.
had Chandler in there, who was, defensively stopping everybody. So he wasn't getting easy buckets inside, and we was killing you outside.
Yeah, too bad that team wasn't built to last long term.
Yeah, it was an aberration, man, but it was still good to see, man, after all them years.
I think it was the injuries. I think that if we had kept the same team and, we would have came back 25th. Let's say we would have kept that team. Let's really think about it now. Let's say we would have kept that team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Drafted KP, kept the same team. Now,
but see, you couldn't have kept the same team. A lot of them guys retired, though.
Yeah, man, they were all like 75, 76 years old when they was on the Knicks, man.
Kurt Thomas is
bro, but they
Word. Look, I think Matt injuries.
Think about it though.
Yo, they kept
well.
that team for the most part.
They still played well on a different team.
Yeah, Kurt Thomas played his last game.
Yo, the Bargnani trade ruined that team. I'm gonna tell you that. Ruined that team.
Yeah, that's what that was.
They were horrific defensively. They were horrific offensively, coming off of that same year, and they were a terrible, terrible team, man.
Terrible.
That trade was terrible. It was a terrible trade. You can't make that trade. But then all
I don't know what the hell. Phil Jackson must have like a little fetish for 7-footers that can shoot a jump shot.
Nah,
no, he does.
Glenn Grunwald. Right. That wasn't Phil. That wasn't Phil. That Bargnani trade was Glenn Grunwald.
That wasn't.
And he traded a first.
Oh, that wasn't
and
Phil
2
that did
seconds. That was Glenn Grunwald on his way out the door. Traded a first-round pick, 2 second-round picks for Andrea Bargnani, who you could have gotten off of waivers. That was embarrassing.
That was really embarrassing.
You can't
that
do
was
that.
Crazy.
You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's embarrassing, bro. You could have gotten that guy off of waivers.
For real.
Yo,
and then Brooklyn was mad hyped when they got him the year later, too.
Always doing Nick things, man. Always doing Nick things, man.
I can't. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I just realized we didn't even have a draft pick in 2014.
We did not have a draft. So we did all that losing for nothing in 2014.
Right now we're in the right track, though. We got all that.
The best thing Phil could have done on his way out was not trade any future draft picks.
Yeah, most definitely. That was the only thing. Well, he got KO and Courtney Lee. Those are 2 good signings, too.
Those are 2 good signings, and he drafted KP. And
he drafted KP.
What we think he could turn out to. That's another.
And you also drafted Frank.
Yeah,
that was the guy that he wanted.
If Frank turned into be a solid rotational piece, I think Phil's tenure is probably going to be on more of the positive than the negative side. And when it's all said and done, even though it was a very weird Nick-like tenure, I think out of the many in the past 2 decades, I think his will come out to be relatively tame, relatively calm.
It was one of those things where if he stayed here as a GM, it wouldn't have gotten better because he was trying to coach too much from the GM spot, and it just kind of
I don't know why he didn't just become the coach.
Yeah, because his old ass couldn't move, and he had 2 plastic hips. Just complete buffoonery, man. For the first time in sports, you get the president dictating what how the team is gonna play. He coaches
whose man's is that? That's crazy, man.
That's crazy.
You know.
And then they had Jeff Hornacek pretending like he liked it too. That was the funny shit.
Here's my thing with Phil at the end of Phil's tenure, right? It was a thing with Phil. Even though, Phil, he was talking a whole bunch of trash to Melo. We understood that. It wasn't like he wasn't wrong about what he said, but you should have never really downgrade your star player in the team
and diminish his
value. The way but here's how I felt about it. I felt like since Phil drafted Frank, I felt like the Knicks, they fired him way too late. You get what I mean? They fired him way too late.
They let him make the pick, and then they fired him weeks after that. Another Nick like
they drafted Frank off of a triangle workout. They felt like Frank was good fit for the triangle. Remember that? It wasn't that they drafted. They also had they had a whole bunch of guys. So I feel like since they had drafted him off of that triangle workout, they might as well should have just kept it. Because Phil was always talking about this triangle, right? I just really wanted to see how would it work a full season without a Carmelo Anthony on the team. I was very curious.
What was the triangle?
Yeah, because it's not that I wanted the triangle. I just wanted to see, because I'm not gonna lie, they kept talking about this triangle crap, but because you got a Carmelo Anthony on the floor, he was not any subject to the triangle. Carmelo was not caring about anything they were saying. Carmelo was gonna do what Carmelo does. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna take like 20 jump shots, and he's gonna brick like
Carmelo coaches himself.
Most of them, yeah. Carmelo is not. He's not that guy to be running their system. He's not gonna be no offensive system. So I kept saying, like, well, if we drafted this guy, we might as well keep still and see what happens a whole year with a triangle. And if it really lives up to his triangle expectations, then we could see what we really wanted to do. You get what I mean?
I don't know, man. Triangle was outdated from the jump. Carmelo or no Carmelo, I don't even think I can blame all that triangle didn't work stuff on Carmelo, to tell you the damn truth. For real. Huh?
I thought they should have traded Melo in 2014.
Say that again?
I thought they should have traded Melo in 2014. That was the year to trade him.
That was the year to trade him. That was the year to trade him.
That was the year you could have got a piece from him, and you didn't have to spend. You didn't have to what? They paid him 100 and
Yo.
I forgot, what was the contract?
If the Knicks traded Melo in 2014, do you know the riot that would have happened?
That's the thing. It's the same way when people say a Monday morning quarterback that they should have amnestied him.
Yeah, man. Nobody was trading Melo in 2014. Nobody was thinking that.
It all makes sense, but
I was rooting for it because I felt like this guy. I don't think he's gonna win a championship here. It's just not looking like it's gonna happen.
Facts. Well,
I felt like they should have traded him while they had a chance to, where he could have went to a contender, and then we could have signed a big free. We would have a whole bunch of cap space to get players that we wanted.
Yeah, from a management standpoint, you asking us to be shrewd like the Spurs. You know what I mean? Like, we're not gonna do that.
Nope.
We're not like that. We're not like that.
Or the Celtics.
We like that box office guy, whether he's sitting on the bench in a suit or actually playing.
Right now, that's Trey Burke. Trey Burke is like a box office guy.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it right now. And no KP, man. You know what I'm saying? But
the hype, I couldn't even believe it because it's so crazy. Like, I really felt like this team was gonna go somewhere.
I didn't see it. I saw it as what it was. I saw it as a rebuilding year for sure.
I felt like if what really killed us. You ever notice after we lost to the Cavs, things started losing really funny. That game after Frank and LeBron had a little fallout.
Yeah.
After that happened, everything started moving a little bit different. I don't know what it was, but after that loss, things were just a little bit different. That's like when KP started to get hurt and all that other crap. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? It's always like that one loss. There's always
that one loss that really just kills your confidence.
It killed him. It definitely killed him. But
I feel like it was that too. I feel like it was that and the Hardaway thing too, yo. I think that derailed us too. I feel like when Hardaway went down, that's when he was kind of on a roll a little bit. To be honest with you,
Timmy played well. I mean, I thought he had ups and downs. Obviously, he had a Tim Hardaway type season. But I thought they were gonna come back to earth, man. I thought the season played out like I thought it would. They had a favorable home schedule.
He said he would come back to earth.
Yeah, I felt like
I was following.
I was hyped, yo. I was like, oh, we ain't gonna win. We're gonna get like 34 wins.
Yeah. I was hyped. I was happy. Don't get me wrong, but I wasn't surprised that they came back down for sure.
I was.
I remember when I first started following Knicks Fan TV, and this was around that same time, like, right after that Cleveland game. And I remember when he kept saying, I remember when Knicks Fan TV kept saying, I don't know. These guys, they winning now, but I don't know. I'm like, yo, what you talking about, man? We need to get this going. He's like, I don't know.
Jay Ellis will tell you on them IG live streams. I was telling you, I was like, yo, I don't think this team ain't making the playoffs, man.
I was like, we can make the playoffs, goddamn it. I was like, oh, we just gotta wait. We gotta wait till Hardaway you come back. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be alright, bro. All we gotta do is do this, that, bow. We gonna alright.
For y'all, man, but I never saw the playoffs
Listen, he kept saying, look, we got that crazy road trip in January.
Yep.
He kept talking about that crazy road trip
Crazy
in
road trip.
January,
Yeah,
February.
man. That road trip killed us,
That was gonna
bro.
be the equalizer, man.
That road
That
trip
was gonna be
And you know,
killed
what used to get
us.
me so mad? What get me so mad is this is when like KP had that crazy stretch. Yo, first take did not want to talk about it, and then all of a sudden when we lose to the Cavs, and Frank gets a little thing with LeBron, then they want to talk about it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Yo, that pissed me off so much because I'm like, yo, they never want to give the Knicks no credit. We doing, you know what I'm saying? It's always like some
Yeah.
crazy moment. You gotta give us credit
Yeah, I was tight that
or
Stephen A was
whatever.
saying Frank had to go back to France. I was mad tight, son. I was mad tight.
And he was pronouncing his name. He was mispronouncing his name. Talking
Frank
about
Ntilikina. Shut up, man.
Nicola.
Frank, what are you doing?
Stephen A. B. Stephen
Yo,
A.
that was pissing me off. I'm like, come on, Steve. I'm like, yo, and you know, he wanted to see. I didn't see. I like Dennis Smith Jr., but the problem with Dennis Smith Jr. is that he has that ego. KP can't play with a guy like that. He can't.
Why not?
KP needs humble play. I say KP can't play with a guy like that because I feel like, you know, this is KP is the best player in the team. So if you have a guy that has that type of ego, and he's not the best player in the team, that could take away from KP. Might want to leave from
It's
that.
possible.
You see how KP is.
It's
KP
possible,
is
but
not with
I
all
think,
that extra. You know, KP is a leader. He's more of a guy like he'll lead by example, but he's not. He's not telling the other guy on the floor, "This is my team." You know, he's not doing that.
I feel like he got
And
ego on the low, yo.
he's getting there. I think he's getting there. I agree with
I
you.
feel like he got ego on the low,
He's
yo.
getting there.
Like this, there was an article that came out that was talking about I don't know if you followed like last year when they was talking about when Melo was leaving. Lance Thomas wrote a letter, and in the letter it said that somebody challenged Melo to a one-on-one game. And you sat there, you like, yo, who on the Knicks would have like the balls to challenge Melo one-on-one? And I was like, it had to be KP. It had to be KP.
KP swagged out on the low, man. Don't
Yeah,
sleep.
man.
Don't sleep on KP, man.
Don't sleep. Don't no. Just because he ain't
I'm not.
boisterous, rah rah, he got the sly egos. Like, oh, I see you. All
Yeah,
right.
it's his team. It's his team. He's gonna embrace that, man. He's definitely gonna embrace it.
Yeah, I'm not. You know, I'm not sleeping on KP, but you know, that was the problem with Westbrook and Durant. You see, Durant was obviously
Yeah,
the
the
better player,
egos.
but Westbrook got that attitude where it's just like he sort of, you know, he pushes people away from him. You know, and I like Westbrook. It's
It's
just
my
that
guy.
sometimes players like that they need to have their own team where they're like the only star. You know,
Yeah, well, we can't do that here.
that's how I felt about Smith Jr.
We can't do that here. We need as much stars as we can get. We need help.
Or multiple.
Yeah, we need a whole
we
dynasty.
need
We need a
we
whole
need a
dynasty.
team.
We need guys. You know, we need a team like the Spurs. You know, we need a team like that. You know, that have three guys all in the primes playing together, and I think that's the next piece.
Yeah.
So when we get in this draft, after that it will be Frank, KP, and the next guy
Next guy.
just growing together.
And the next guy.
Yeah, man.
2019. Let's go.
He's at 19.
Oh,
So I think
next year is
19 is
going
gonna
to
be more
be
of a defensive, like it's going to be like a one way type of player that we only need. We're not going to really need all that, you know. The next player that we draft is not going to be, you know, somebody we need to do a lot. Just one thing, just defend and get rebounds and blocks.
I mean, I hope he can do a
And
little
you
bit
can
of
have
everything,
Noah.
man.
So I mean,
You can have Noah coaching that guy.
Well,
I don't know.
I think Noah definitely has that type of value. I just don't know if he's gonna be
Yeah,
a
I
best
mean,
coach.
wait, when is his contract up? 2021.
I think we're gonna have
Yeah.
2 more years with him. After this season.
So if that's the case, then the next guy that we draft, if we know, like, you know, if we don't, you know, get that guy this year or free agency or whatever, we know that, you know, the next guy we draft is probably going to be a center who could play defense, and we're just gonna say Noah, we want you to, your last year, we want you to be Jared Jack. to this guy. You know,
no one ain't no damn Jared. No one don't have. You seen that speech Jared Jack had today talking about when you don't play, you stay professional, and then you show these young guys that even when the bad times happen, you stay professional. No one pushed the coach. I mean, no one was having a tantrum when he didn't play in the Golden State game. When the coach pushed them. No, they don't have that in him. No one don't have that.
Noah's a great teammate off the bench. I don't know if you remember when Noah
off the bench when he's getting playing time. When he's getting playing time. When he was I'm not saying that. He was amazing. He was defensive player of the year.
Getting them pumped up.
I'm just saying when he's not getting burned, he's not the same. He's the same. When he was with the Bulls last time, he had the same kind of situation happen. Yeah. When he wasn't getting playing time, and he was real salty on the bench.
But that was Hornacek's fault. That's not Noah's fault.
No. I'm talking about when he was on the Bulls, the same type of thing happened.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
It's like he's not that guy to just be chill on the bench. I'm not getting playing time. I'm just waiting my like. That ain't him. He's like, trade me, cut me, damn it. Like, I ain't sitting here being Jared Jack, giving inspirational speeches like Martin King. No, you don't have to. Like, nah, his birthday passed, bro. I'm getting in your face. You better play me or do something or send me home. Like, I spent all this time doing drugs in the off season to rehab my shoulder just so you can bench me. Come on, bro. Get out of here. Like,
yeah. You know, the next thing I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead. We're going to wrap it up in a second, man. So go ahead.
The next thing I want to tell you, it's so funny. Remember we was talking about Dotson, right? Mm-hmm. What happened after somebody must have told Dotson something. we was talking about Dotson, and he puts up 30 points.
Word.
Yeah, it was a night. It was a night he had struggled, and we was like, "Yo, we need Dotson to hit some jumpers, man." Dotson wasn't doing nothing, and then he came out.
He must have been eavesdropping on the call. I don't know what he was doing.
He might have been watching.
He came out the next.
Man.
Yo, that's funny.
Dotson
that
follows you on IG. He follows Nick and Time Show.
Oh, that's true. And that was, you know what, too? That was the one time that was actually gave kind of critical of Dotson, because a lot of times I was just kind of like, yo, he needs the time. And that time I was just like, yo, do something with the time you're getting, man. And then he showed out. I'm not taking credit. I'm not taking credit for that. I'm not gonna say he put in the work. Yeah. I actually have a theory about that though.
What's up?
I think
that that's Hardaway's replacement right there. That's his replacement. That's what I really think. Listen, Dotson gives 110% on the defensive level. He's not a great defender, but he gives the effort.
What? Dotson's a good defender, man.
I think he plays well.
He be fouling a lot. He's one of
he does foul a lot. He does foul a lot, but he's
one of those guys that you play with, that you play on the playground, and he's just hacking you all day.
Yo, Dotson, if you watch,
he's just hacking you, and you just getting pissed off because he's playing good defense, but he's still hacking you. You getting scarred up. You don't want to be guarded by him because you know he gonna put a bruise on you.
Nah, but Dotson is one of those guys on the team who has a high defensive rating on the team. He's a good defender. He does foul a lot though. You're right about that. Yeah. But I feel like he just needs to get more playing time to get used to the NBA speed.
Too many guards, man. It's too many guards. Somebody
man.
Yeah, that's all.
Somebody got to shake out. They got to find out
the Knicks just get rid of Moutier and get rid of Jack. Of course, Jack is not going to be here next season anyway.
Nah, Jack is going to
get rid of Moutier, get rid of Jack, get Young, put Hardaway in the bench.
Oh man, you ready to get another guard in here?
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Put Hardaway in the bench with Trey Burke. And
even in a lost season, you ready to see Timmy on the bench?
Listen, and when Timmy gets on the bench, you know what Timmy's going to do, right? Timmy's going to be like, I want to trade. He's going to want to get traded. And then we trade his ass right back to Atlanta.
He's trying to,
we're going to trade him right back to Atlanta.
Nah, man.
You know, where he needs to be at.
Yo, Tim Hardaway has a trade kicker. I'm just keep reminding you that every week.
Yeah, but
Tim Hardaway Jr. has a trade kicker.
He want to get traded. He might tell him. He might say he wants to get traded. You never know.
Carlito over here thinking about sabotage, man.
He's
Ace
trying,
Bezel cracking up. Carlito,
he's trying to pull a
I'm
Noah.
trying to have a win. You want to have a winning culture. That's not winning culture right there. He's poison.
Damn.
He's not. He's not winning culture at all. He's poison. You know, he that's not a guy that, you know, he's not bringing that attitude to the team.
I mean, like, it's left to be seen, man. I definitely get your points on him sometimes, because sometimes I be feeling the same way about him sometimes. You know what I mean? And another time, I'm telling you, my patience runs thin with Hardaway Jr., man.
Hardaway.
His shot
Hardaway is like, you know, he's hard headed. He's J.R. Smith. He's really J.R. Smith.
He is. It's the good J on the bad J all over again.
Yeah, we're gonna see. We'll see. This is his first year starting for the full season ever. We'll see how he does next year. Next year is really going to be the deciding year of whether he can really, really, really handle being a starting shooting guard, or if he's going to fall under pressure and get technicals off the bench when he's not even playing.
That's the $1 billion question. What happened to Tony?
I think after he went to the Pelicans, he went to Miami. I think he flopped out after that.
Yeah.
Listen, Tony was supposed to be our future point guard. Y'all remember that? Remember when we drafted that kid?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Florida State. He was the next defensive point guard we were supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Tony at? Tony Douglas. Let's look him up.
Yeah, man.
Tony's like in another country balling right now.
Or gotta be overseas.
Like
Where's he at? Let me see. I don't think he's not in the NBA. Nah. 2016 was his last season. Last year. Played for Memphis last year.
Wow.
R.I.P. Tony.
Yeah, Tony was supposed to be that guy, and he could shoot the three. That guy, he could shoot the three. I think he was just overlooked because his size.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in the Turkish basketball league according to Wikipedia.
He's playing. You know, Canada don't like him.
There you go, Tony. Tony's sporting a flat top these days.
Okay.
Tony's
okay. Update
in Turkey right now.
All right, flat tops in Turkey.
Rocking number 23, man. Shout out to Tony Douglas, man.
Tony Douglas.
Another Knick that never panned out to be nothing.
Oh man,
it's all good, man. Yo, Carlito, man, call back on Wednesday, man. Season finale, man.
Yeah, you already know we're gonna call back on the last
show.
On the last night of the game. And quick question before I get off. Just one question.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna be doing like draft reactions?
We're doing all of that.
Stuff like that.
We're gonna go live for the lottery. We're gonna go live for the draft.
For the lottery.
Yeah. We're gonna have a couple Saturday joints coming up. So we'll keep everybody posted, man. Like I said, just stay tuned. Make sure you following us Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, KnicksFanTV, Nick of Time Show. We definitely cross-reference each other page, so if you can't find one of us, just go on the other page. You'll find us there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, all of that. But yeah, we're gonna be going live a couple more between now and the off season for sure.
For sure.
All right.
Yeah, man. All right, man. Yeah, next
time. You guys on Wednesday.
All right, bro.
All right, man.
Yes, sir. Yo, Jay, man, you got anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
Nope. Just follow me on all social medias. Instagram, Nick of Time Show.
I had the social media image. We'll throw it up next time, man. We had it. I think I lost that graphic, but we'll definitely throw it up. Yo, appreciate everybody for coming through. Everybody in YouTube. Yaron Show, appreciate you. Ace Bezel, appreciate you. Sion Gibson Ceremony, all the way from Australia, supporting, man. That's my guy. Noah Cahill, good looking. True Story, Carlito. Everybody appreciate it, man. Again, man, make sure y'all subscribe. Follow us on social media. We'll be back Wednesday for the season finale.
Word. Yeah, and check out my SoundCloud too. The Nick of Time, SoundCloud.com/Nick of Time Show.
SoundCloud.com.
Yeah, we dropping an episode tomorrow. Yo, me and my friends, we got into it the last episode. Yo, she was mad funny.
Dope.
It got mad heated. It was too funny, yo. Oh my god.
Man. So yeah, man, yo, appreciate the support, everybody. Post game live, man. Holla at us.
All right, peace.
Peace.